That's all. That's the only reason.
That's why no guys liked you. That makes sense. We were all scared. Jared's huge
It's
dick.
just no, it's emanating hormones and everything, and all the guys were like, "Yeah, if I hang around that tree trunk."
And every day that you would like not come to class, you were just being respectful. You're like, I don't want to intimidate these guys every day of the year,
Yeah,
so I'll just like cut
exactly.
slack. No, but yeah, generally when you actually like end up hanging out with people or put yourself out there, most of the time like maybe people just lie to you and people are really good liars, but you end up finding out like, oh, people actually think I'm like okay. Like,
hmm
but I don't know. That's just like when you're forced into situations like that, like meeting people at work or whatever, then it's totally different because you have no choice. And people are at work and hate work, so they're like, well, anyone I could talk to make this less painful,
Yeah,
let's go with that. So I don't know.
I actually like people who talk a lot, as opposed to talk like not a lot. Especially if it's somebody you don't even know, because then you don't have to do any talking.
They
It's pretty
cover up for
nice.
the awkward silences. Yeah,
Exactly.
that's so
And I
true.
don't feel awkwardness that much. I don't think. At least as much as other people. Like I'm comfortable with the awkwardness. I thrive
That's
in
how
it
you do
almost.
it,
I'm
right?
just like I don't care. I don't need to talk to you. I don't care. I'll take the silence over talking to you because I have nothing in common. So let's just shut up and watch the TV or eat our food, whatever.
Yeah, I think I've just like I've ruined a lot of the or I've developed bad habits that ruin things like relationship. Like everyone wants to text. Like
hmm
I'll do the like. Well, I see no point in texting you every single day. Hey, what are you doing right now? I'm just doing this. I don't actually care. But I've become so complacent in not doing that that like that's a terrible. If I ever like, it's just a terrible habit. Like I don't want to pick up my phone and text you back. It's got to be laziness.
hmm
Like, but that's something that people do, like, and would consider like your friends or people you just have those stupid conversations with. But either you find people, I guess, that don't want to have those, or you just do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just hanging here. So yeah,
My
you,
dick's in my other hand.
you know I'm at work. You know why are you bothering? Like, um, I don't know. That's good. Good on you though, overall for that whole thing. Even that if you just pick like
Yeah.
something as simple as flossing, that you're
I still think it's
making
like
some
it's a
sort of
hyper far-fetched idea. Well, I mean, there's other things that I've done. I've completely organized a lot of things lately. A room, for instance, computer. I've recently just like completely reorganized everything, put it all into its like like correct folders and everything like that.
Mhm.
I don't know
It's good.
why. It's just like it's a little bit of self-improvement a day. That's what I'm like trying to strive for, just because you're like, all right, fucking want to snowball this and then just become a good person eventually, maybe, if that's even possible.
I think
Um,
that's smart. It
but
makes
yeah,
sense.
I don't even know what brought that on. I don't know if it's like having the schedule of actually having to take care of my mom's dogs, or like
Hmm.
I don't know what brought that on at all. But yeah,
I think it's easy once you get a category
GTL.
that you're working at that you're working at to build in that category.
hmm
Like once you um, like get into that like I'm gonna work out, then you can find your way into like oh I'm gonna eat a little better. Like then you can find your way into like um, I know a while ago like and it's just become habitual now. I like stop. I it doesn't. I don't think it means anything, but I stopped taking the elevator and I've just committed to taking like the stairs. So like
Ah,
what like
that's like
just
flossing right there. There you
yeah,
go.
like these like categories where like when you start doing one thing, then it's easier to do other things in that similar category.
hmm
Where like, okay, well, I like did this to
Made
like
one step, so now this next step should be right in front of me.
yeah, yeah, right.
Yep.
It's smart. Fucking
And once again, you were just talking about it before the stream, but it's like people burn themselves out too quickly when trying to self-improve.
oh my
They'll
god, yeah.
go hard one day out of the blue, and then they'll be like, well, I can only stick with this for so long just because
Yeah,
it's
like
such a jarring difference
if
between
you
what they were
start
doing.
easy, and not even easy, but if you start at something you can actually accomplish,
Yeah,
then you generally will.
exactly.
Plus, once you like, if like, let's say you had a list or whatever, once you like have a bunch of stuff on that list, you can look back and be like, I did this, I did this, and then you have an easier time looking forward than when you're like, okay, I'm gonna lose 80 pounds in like 2 months, or like I'm gonna work out for like 3 hours a day, 5 days a week.
Yeah.
Like you're never gonna get to a point where you do it, so you never have any like, you can't look back and be like, okay, for like I did like I've been doing 50 push-ups and I've been doing that consistently. I've been doing this like whatever.
Hmm.
This is so positive. I don't know what happened to us.
Dynamic person, man. I'm gonna write a
Just
book.
I'm
That's my
gonna
next
read it.
step.
I'm gonna read it.
It's gonna just be called Dynamic Person. It's gonna be about gay sex and how you can fuck anything.
Wish it, want it, fuck it. I like it. I like it. That's good. Uh,
Okay.
trips. Dude, trips to the gym. Dude, that's like the perfect one for you. That'll conquer your. That would conquer workout and social anxiety in one shot.
But you have to be fit already
I know it's super
to
intimidating,
go to
right?
the gym.
It's
Because if you
super
go there and
intimidating.
you're fat shit, everyone's just gonna be like,
I feel like they're
"Do
just
you
gonna.
even lift, bro?" To quote a popular
the
internet meme.
the thing is, I think like one, obviously you just like most people are just like they don't care what they think. But the thing that like I've discovered is I used to like something about people running. Everyone seems to run different, and to you as a person, every single person looks weird when they're running. Like, and I used to judge
Yeah.
people, and I'm like, look at how slow they're running, or like the way they wave their arms. And like now I've
Guys
tried
on
to,
all fours.
whenever I see people, just make a constant, like in my mind, like I may not think it right away, but I always will go to it where I'm like, wow, at least they're like good for them that they're doing something.
Yeah.
So like I wish that like the way when you went to the gym, you'd feel like that's how everyone felt. Like, oh,
No.
look at this guy, he's actually. But yeah, it's totally not that. It's like all these
Because
ripped
most of the
dudes who are
people
just
that are
like,
there are just
yeah.
ripped as shit. And they're just
Half the
like,
time you feel like they're there just to be the guy who's there.
pretty
Who
much, yeah. That's their personality. They've got so much invested in it,
they
so.
are not dynamic. Like, know me.
Fucking 2D! I'll
Exactly.
demean them!
Oh man.
See how they like it. They can just snap me like a twig, though.
Yeah, it is. It's man, that's intimidating for sure. Especially if you're ever using like a
And you see,
machine.
like, attractive
You just
females there then, too, and that just, like, bums you out, because you're like, I can't get that.
Yeah,
Can't get that.
it's nice. Yeah, you gotta watch that one.
Yeah.
You gotta find a 24-hour gym that go like 3 in the morning. Just that's
No,
like
what's the one? Planet Fitness? Isn't that the one that, like, completely denounces, like, ripped as shit people?
okay. I don't know. That's
I'm pretty
awesome.
sure, yeah. Planet
Yeah.
Fitness.
They just kick those
They
people
don't like people grunting or anything like that when they're lifting weights. Like,
off.
yeah, it's hyper anti ripped people. So I would think that gym would always be empty because it's always like fairy weather
You, you could
people who are like, oh yeah, I'll get a gym membership and then I'll go eventually sometime.
totally just go to a gay gym.
Is there gay? Is there
I'm sure
specifically
there's
gay
gotta
gyms?
be. If there what? Because then like I don't. First of all, they probably would know right away you're not gay.
There's not gonna be one in PA though.
So
That's like,
hopefully they wouldn't judge you. Because I don't feel like gay dudes are like. Are any gay dudes the dude that's like, do you even lift? I don't feel like gay dudes are.
I don't think
feel
they'd
like
be that
are too
confrontational
nice.
at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. And plus, they like bears too, and
Yeah,
everything
some
like
of the
that.
exactly. You could
I would get hit on, which is fine. That's part of my dynamic plans.
which would make you feel great about yourself. You'd be like, yeah, God,
This guy wants to bang me.
I feel good about this for some reason. Well, why shouldn't you? He's got good taste. You're like talking yourself into being gay. Yeah, I mean,
It's just
no
a dick,
girls ever
right?
did.
Whatever. I have one. I don't.
It's not weird. Maybe I don't even know if they have gay gyms. They totally should. I feel like they would have them
You'd have to
because
move to like San Francisco.
because
I think
straight
everything
people
there's
would
gay.
make them because they'd be scared of working out around gay guys.
Hmm.
Dude, they're just gonna look at me because I'm obviously awesome. I look awesome. They're just gonna be. I don't want that. I don't want them hitting on me.
I like how that's like a fear that straight guys have.
Such a fear, right? This like
I don't
super
want to get hit on, man.
egotistical.
What am I going
like,
to say in that situation? I think you're scared you're going to go with it. What? No. Shut up, bro. I fuck chicks every day.
all I do is fuck chicks.
I'm pulling deep in one right now. No, you're not. You're standing here, man.
That's totally it. Oh, you might actually. Oh, I don't know how. Okay, like I think I had a conversation with someone about this. How like, are there situations where people would compliment you that you wouldn't be flattered? Like, is there like if a super ugly chick, would you still be like, oh, that was nice, or would you be like,
If I
don't.
paid them.
But like, that's what I mean. Like, a dude, a regular, it's just like, hey man, like,
Nice smile.
or you're like,
All right.
I've seen you at this gym a couple times. Like, you're like you're looking good, or like, but so like, I'm not gay at all, but I would be like,
I
well,
feel like
that-
that'd be nice. Yeah, compliment regardless.
I would just be like, oh, that's
It's pretty good.
I might cry. Oh, it's so it's all
First
I've ever
person to
wanted.
notice.
Oh yeah, you don't get that from chicks. There should be chicks that those gyms just hire to go around and say that.
Yeah.
And again, that's lies. I don't want that. But,
Well,
they probably have those.
they might, yeah.
Every girl personal trainer just pretends to like you.
I wonder if
Oh,
girl
yeah.
personal trainers are always booked as opposed to the dudes.
No. Well, I'm just kidding. I don't know. My sister had a shit time getting clients when she was doing it.
Oh, yeah?
Well, the place she worked at sucked. That didn't help much. But
All right.
so it's like, hey, yeah. Do you want me to show you a couple things? I mean, yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, it's $9,000 for the next 3 months. So how
Gym
does that
memberships for the most part suck, dude. At
For-
least
yeah.
at least trying to get out of them as well.
Mm-hmm.
I know
So
Gold's
like,
was
I have
like
to
utter
pay for
trash,
them.
man.
But then I have to pay for the trainer. That sounds terrific. I'm just going to dedicate my whole life and money to this. Yeah, dude, that's tough for sure.
All right.
But yeah, sorry,
Dynamic
totally.
human being, check.
So dynamic.
Let's see. I watched something else. This one you don't really need to
Okay.
have watched. This is going to be about comedy in general. Yeah, I go to the gym with my dad.
I just
There's a
picture
shit ton of
Supermax
people.
weighing like 18 pounds and being a twig. I don't know why. I just picture that.
What gym do you go to that everyone's worse? A lot of people are worse off.
Also, when you say you go with your dad, I feel like that makes you sound way younger.
He's like 16, so
Like,
everyone in here is like 16.
I wanted to make a joke so bad, like, yeah, and then we showered again. letting it go. The opposite of you're huge. Is that what you're saying? You're swole.
You getting swole? You have a
So
hard
swole.
body?
You're not. You're bullshit. I've seen your face. I think you don't. You look. You look regular. It's hard to be big when you're 16. I feel like sometimes. 16, I just could eat whatever I wanted. My body was just like, yeah, we'll take it.
My body was still shit then, so.
Dude, that's what you do. You go to the YMCA, Jared. That's perfect. Just old people. Who's judging in the air? You'd be like, you're gonna die soon, so go ahead and judge. At least I'm alive.
I'll put you in the grave, alright?
When they look at you, you just go approach them super aggro. They're like 80. You should just be impressed that they're still alive, and you're like, what? You got a problem? What a dick. Is it all mods in this? Never mind.
No.
Sorry. So, something you just watched? What was that?
Yeah, I watched this on YouTube just because I saw, I guess it was in my recommended videos.
Okay.
What was it called? The Art of Stand-Up Comedy, I think.
Okay.
That's what it was called. It was a BBC peace. Now you got me saying peace.
Ah, yes.
Um,
Oh man.
I think there's 2 parts to it, but it was split up into 10 different sections on YouTube. I
Okay.
guess this was before the guy had the availability to post large clips, so it's like all 15-minute bits. Um, but it's all about stand-up comedy, obviously, from the title.
And art.
The art of it, which I feel like I like when people take something really seriously and they're very enthusiastic about it, but at the same time, I want those people to fucking just kill themselves.
Dude, so many comedians talk that down.
Talk what
Specifically
down?
that I can think of. That idea that there's an art.
They wax too poetic about it. Like, I like, once again, I really like when somebody's very enthusiastic about something. I just like seeing that, just because it's infectious and it rubs off on you.
Mm-hmm.
You're just like, yeah, man, that's awesome. I can feel his passion for whatever he's doing, banging chicks, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I felt like some of the dudes waxed a little too much about how, oh, this is the only art form where greatness happens, or like, no one actually said that. That's I'm putting I'm building a straw man now.
Absolutely.
But I'm trying to think of like specific things. One dude was ragging on comedians who talked about. It was more so like identification with the audience type humor, like blue collar guys,
Okay.
where they're like, "Did you ever fuck your sister while cow watched?"
Yeah, exactly.
If you did, then you might be a redneck. Um,
The only humor that seems to be good anymore is when people are just like honest and they're telling like they're saying how they feel.
that's pretty
It's
good.
so hard to watch comedy anymore where it's like
Oh, dude,
a situational piece.
That's another thing that I wanted to talk about. Like, the cadence of most people telling comedy sucks.
It just needs to be like almost like my favorite comedians now are people who I feel like they're just telling you in a conversation.
Yeah.
And they've just made it funny somehow.
Exactly. It's much more
Not like,
conversational
"I
as
was
opposed
at
to
the mall."
it's a setup. Like, they
Yeah.
have an exact cadence every time. Yeah.
Mhm.
So the other day I was walking and I saw a man, and the
Yeah,
man
like-
said, "Meh," and it goes like that, and it sounds like that too.
Yeah, exactly.
And then there's like the pauses, obviously, for the audience and everything. And like some of the jokes, you're like, well, that's a clever observation, but you told it like shit. It's awful. Like,
And for sure there's a place for different types of comedy. Like I would never say that there's not a place, and I don't laugh at it when like from time to time when I hear it, for the like Mitch Hedberg type comedy where it's like, okay, just like one liner after pun after like definitely, but overall it seems more like I feel like the people that
I feel like
talk
he at least had
specifically-
his own voice though, as opposed to
totally.
like, once again, the similar cadence that we're thinking about, where it's like hyper setup. Like, at least he had his own thing going on somewhat.
Oh yeah, he was.
I mean, he
that's
just moved
totally-
from joke to joke nonstop. So
Well, I feel like the thing about people who are explaining more their feelings on things or real life, they're able to write more material and have more things be funny because it's just their life. It's not like you're sitting around crafting a joke where you're like, okay, so if I said I was at the mall, what could I? Whereas like. Louis C.K. can pump out like an hour every year because he's actually just saying how he feels.
yeah,
Where like I said, you just feel like you're listening
Bill
to him
Hicks. Fuck yes.
Yeah.
Fuck yes, I'll shove you.
You're
Fucking
listening
love
to
you.
him have
Oh.
a conversation with you. Like that's for sure the only style of comedy that seems to hold up anymore, at least.
Yeah, well, at least for us. I mean, that's specific taste and everything. But like, I wanted to talk more about Louis C.K. because I've been watching his show, and his show has actually been making me laugh like really hard.
Okay.
Like, I've watched, I think, the first season finally. I remember watching like a couple episodes and I liked it, but now I'm like, I'm actually gonna watch the entire thing. and
Okay.
I've been laughing at least once per episode, and it's like normally pretty hard
Okay.
because his
So.
stuff, it's so good. It's so goddamn good. Even
Hmm.
like his little like stand-up bits in between the stuff. It's crazy how much content he's able to put out.
It's ridiculous.
It's insane. Um, but yeah, like you said, he's just telling the truth. He's just telling how he
Yeah.
personally
Yeah.
feels,
Hmm.
and it's normally like some dark shit. But you're like, he's fucking
That's
being
right.
honest though. And I
Yep.
wonder if like that's how most like parents and everything like that feel, or if he's just an anomaly, or what. Because I'm like, once again, the question of his popularity comes into play. Maybe it's because he is just being honest, and people don't see that often in
Hmm.
comedy, where
Hmm.
he's just talking about his life and everything like that. But he's also incorporating humor and everything like that. But is it just because people are identifying, or is it because of his uh, offbeat way of, I guess,
Sure.
saying
Sure.
things? It could be a combo of both. I mean, like I just want to know why he's so as popular as he is.
Yeah. Like I don't.
And
I
he
totally
goes
agree, and I don't
really
mean in that
really
he
dark places too. So
absolutely
it's like,
deserves to be popular.
yeah.
So yeah, like I definitely don't mean it like that. But yeah, I do sometimes. No, we said this. Don't understand where
What the
just like
vast
regular
majority of
people
people
that I
see in
know
him.
that I've never had like a strange, off-putting, weird conversation with that
Hmm.
are like love Louis C.K.
Yeah.
So it's yeah, it's interesting. It's a weird one. I don't fully understand it, but back to that art thing, I like I've heard several comedians talk about it, and I think most of them hate it because most people, I think other comedian like sometimes comedians will be like it's the easiest job like to do once you got it down or
Hmm.
once you understand what like people are looking for. A lot of like comedians develop like followings of like so you're just preaching to your like people almost, and we'll just eat anything. So.
Yeah.
Um, but like I think everyone who's ever said anything funny, like I've thought this hundreds of times, where I'm like, I could probably write like a tight five, and then I could like, and I know that it's a million times harder than that, and I could
Hmm.
never make it because like how many professional stand-up comedians are there? Like maybe there's like somewhere between 300 and 500, and like 50 or 20 are
If
popular,
that, yeah.
like maybe 20 are popular.
Yeah.
Like there is no way that anyone can ever make it, but a lot of
Oh
people like
yeah.
think that and go like, I think I'm pretty funny. Like
It's like
I
the
could
same
say some
chances of
things.
being a popular actor.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like
It's
I think I could,
astronomical that you would get good enough to do that.
I
But
think
once
I
again,
could
it's
like,
like a it's one of those it's like a labor of love thing. Like if you
yeah,
enjoy it,
definitely.
it shouldn't matter if you're big or not or whatever. But
Sure, absolutely.
then again, you have to have passion for it. So that's another dynamic part that I want to work on. Just having passion, but I don't know how you work on that. But yeah, um,
You, that's probably the biggest one. That's the killer.
I think it all stems from inherent apathy, laziness that I have, and I don't know what the problem is at the root of everything. I don't know if I
It's
don't know.
interesting though, because like as much as we're the same on certain levels, we're definitely different too. But I struggle with that. Like I would probably generally not call myself that lazy, but I struggle with that same issue where I can't narrow down what I would like to do. Like I always have this overwhelming feeling that I need to be doing something different or that I'd like to go back to school to learn like but I
Yeah.
can never narrow down what I want to actually do with that. It's infuriating
Hmm.
sometimes. And I know what happens is I just push it aside and then I don't think about it until someone goes like, "Yeah, so what would you go back to school for?" And I just go, "Ugh, like I don't even know. I just it's like so I hate I feel like I wish I was not like one of the lucky people because it has nothing to do with luck, I don't think, but I wish I would just know and have it and
Yeah,
be like, yeah,
it's
bro, I
yeah.
wanted to be a fireman and I'm being a fire and it's great. Like, but then again,
Yeah, because maybe like I think something else that is contributing to my lack of passion is that the definition of passion has become this weird thing to me now. Like it doesn't even exist as a thing. It's like a fairy tale word. I don't even view it in like the realm of me. Um, uh,
Hmm.
like I'm trying to think of how to explain it a little better. Um, like it just seems to me, it seems like this once again like magical word that people use, and they're just like, yeah, I'm passionate about doing this and whatever.
Hmm.
But does passionate mean that they're
Does that
still
really mean
having to
it?
like put in hard work, like
Mm.
uh, every day, but they're still enjoying it? Do they ever get bored of it at all? Do they get like, do they are they ever unsure of their passion or anything like that?
Mhm.
Because that's how I feel fucking every day. If I'm like, well, I kind of like this thing, but do I like it enough to try
I
to
think
do that the rest of my
the
life?
suck thing about stuff too is there's so many like things that society has developed um, to make you think that it's what you should be doing. Like there's so much weight on money, and there's so much weight on like longevity of your life.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's more weight on like, oh, don't you want to be healthy and live 90 years? Than there's longevity on like, wouldn't you rather just be have an awesome life and live till 40? Like, no one ever put like there doesn't seem to be enough weight on quality of life. Like I
Mm-hmm.
would much rather be happy for 10 years than live 40 more years doing a crap job that I hated and I was
Totally agree.
miserable. Like that's
Totally
what,
agree.
but most people don't do it. And that'll relate back to money, where it's like something you want to do is actually a job that makes no money, or you can't find a way to make money in it. So that just becomes like, and I understand you do need to make enough money in life to like feed yourself, put a roof over it, necessity type things. I mean, it's obviously not bad to have comfort because
Mm-hmm.
why wouldn't you want that? But obviously, you can have shitloads of money and be miserable.
Yeah.
That's obvious. But like, there's so much weight on that that you would never like. I totally like what we're doing right now, but I'd never be like, Psh, I'm gonna follow that or do anything because you go there's no money in it, and there is some, but that's like
You gotta be big in the first
that's
place.
such a
Yeah.
deciding factor on what most people do, like longevity and money, and that sucks. Like I think quality of life should be number one. It's something I've been thinking about a lot lately with my job, or if I want to like quit and do something else or whatever, is if I lived in a society like I guess it would be like some sort of socialist type thing. You lived in a society where everything was taken care of as far as money went.
Mm-hmm.
So you got your food, you got your shelter, but the agreement was you had to work.
Yeah.
But like, what would you do then if it had nothing to do with money and all I can generally think is like, well, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So once again, we don't live in that society, so it's hard to do that because you can't.
Could you ever decide on what you'd be doing?
But I couldn't quite narrow it down to what I would want to do if money had nothing to do with it. Because that equation's a bit flawed. Because if you would just be like, well, I would just do the easiest thing, because if you don't have to worry about how much money you're making. But if you wouldn't be going by any sort of equation like that, like what would I end up doing? And I wasn't quite able to narrow it down.
Hmm.
So that kind of sucked. But that's how I would like to, at one point, try to live almost. Like shouldn't like maybe that's just a life principle. Shouldn't you be doing what you want to do? Period. Unless it's
Yeah.
like
But
maybe
you gotta know what that is.
infringing on like murdering people. If that's your thing, I guess then maybe
Well,
you
no, you can
gotta
still
be
do that,
careful.
but you just yeah, you gotta be careful.
You gotta find the people that want to be murdered, right? So
There you go. Yeah. Like the people, if you're a cannibal, find the people who want to be cannibalized.
exactly.
Lovely story. Uh,
There's no
Irwin something,
there's no
Irwin
bro book.
Muse or whatever, ate
Is
some
there a
dude.
bro book for that, or is there like a Craigslist for that?
Well, there
Is there
used to be like, the thing is that
a form
this
of
dude in like yeah in Germany or whatever. I don't remember. I read this a long time ago, but it's like a legit story. I think they met on some cannibal forum. There was
ooh
some like legit cannibal forum, It was all. It was.
Ten.
It was focused on fantasies, strictly
Okay.
to get away with